Konami code, or else I have to beat it on normal mode, and we don't have that kind of time. So, up, down, left, right, BA, you hear that chime, go into options. Put it onto expert mode, and lives, I don't need them. It's got to be no death anyway, so dip them down to 1. Okay, starting off on the game. So the lore behind this one is a little different than some of the others. This takes place kind of around World War I era. You don't have any Belmonts that you play as. You have to play as either Eric Lecard or John Morris. In order to do it, the path for John Morris gives you a little more points, so that's what I'm going to be going with. John Morris is the classic Castlevania whip-style gameplay. His family was gifted the Vampire Killer Whip, and it is passed down. So, without further ado, let's jump in. So the entire game takes place across Europe. What happens is Lady Elizabeth Bartley of England has summoned Dracula to return. It is causing problems all over Europe, and you have to make your way across the continent for a final showdown to stop it. All right, you got the classic cinematic intro right in front of the castle. John is ready to go. So a couple things here, right? It's not just a record run, it's also a lesson. I want to make sure that people watching this, if you want to try the game, you get a good lesson in how to do this, right? So, Castlevania gameplay has a couple quirks to it. One, you cannot change directions as you jump in the air. When you jump forward, as soon as you're going, you can only turn around, but your momentum's going to be going forward, so you have to be very careful with your jumps. Also, you can't move while you're whipping any plants. The only way to do it is to do it from the air. Now, that first icon upgrades your whip. That's the first upgrade. There are 4 levels of whip. All right, so let's get the next ones. You'll get it on this particular screen. Now, all the candles, torches, they are items, power-ups, and pickups. The jewels. The jewels are your inventory for sub-weapons, all right? They allow you to use sub-weapons. But you get 9,900 points possible if you have all your jewels at the end of a level. So as a result, I don't use sub-weapons except for in maybe 2 places in this run, because I have to finish out every level without them. Another couple technique things to go over is whipping, right? So when you play this game, there is a subtle difference in how you whip. If you just tap the button, it's a quick one. But if you hold it, you notice he holds the whip out. That can give double damage. So you want to make sure you balance when to whip quickly and when to hold it there. Also, all that matters is that they're touching the whip, so it kind of acts like a clothesline, almost like a flaming clothesline of sorts, right? As long as they make contact, you're good. You have a diagonal whip up and down. You just hold up to do it. You don't have to be moving diagonal. And if you jump and hit down, you have a down whip. All right, but that's the extent of your moves there. Aside from the swing move, which we can't do now, but I will show off later. All right, let's get in the iconic hallway of Dracula's Castle Ruins. We got the zombies coming at us. So take them down. Now, one of the things is when you do a high score run, or anything like that, you can't do what's called point leeching, right? Because some of these enemies are infinite respawn, and you don't have a timer. So you have to be kind of going for the goal or trying to avoid damage, or else your run can get discarded. And I definitely don't want that. All right, so here we're going to get our invincibility power up from the orb. Take out a few more of these zombies on our way to the next stage. Now, the cool thing about this game is the stages are subdivided. So right now I'm on stage 1-2. And if you die, you start on the segment of the stage that you left off on. So while it's difficult, it allows you to keep a lot of your progression as you're going through. All right, so these things, they don't behave the same way every time. You got to watch out for how they're coming around, right? There are some spots where you can kind of lure them, but they're always going to do their own thing. So you got to be on your toes. All right, this is going to be our first in-the-wall power-up. It is random what it gives you. It's either going to give me the blue flame whip, which is what I really want, or 20 jewels, which is kind of like getting your points on the back end. So let's see what we got. 20 jewels. Don't like that, but it'll be all right. This bag also can either be 500 or 100. I got a 100 there, so I got literally the worst possible outcome. It's not going to ruin the game, but would have liked something else. All right, this guy's coming around. You just want to stand over here by the stairs and get him, and just kind of clothesline him with the whip. And then we're going to encounter the merman, right? Careful, they spit really far, and they can do a lot of damage. So you got to be... I'm just trying to kind of clear them out of the way while I make my way over. I think I can get him with a mirror here, and I did. All right. Watch out for this. He actually went in a way that I didn't want him to. That was a little dicey. All right, let's lure him over here. 2. Oh, gotta duck. Yeah, that spit is really long range, so, not good. I'd like to get more points there, but it just wasn't in the cards, and I can't stand there and leech or I'll get disqualified. All right, you want to take him out with a diagonal whip, but watch out when you diagonal whip. Watch this. There is a swinging mechanic, right? And so there's no way to make it not catch if you're in position. It's just a diagonal whip up and it's going to catch on the bottom. So you got to be really careful because that can actually throw you into danger a lot of times. All right, we got those 2 eyes from before coming from the other side. All right, that one gave me an easy path. Sometimes they, flail around all crazy. All right, and on to the next room. All right, now they're going to start sending bats at you randomly. I like to just get 1 bat per group of candles. And you're about to see why I don't like not getting the whip before. That's normally a bag with 2,000 points in it, but now it's just the upgrade for the whip, the flame whip. So I'll get him on the back end with extra jewel bonus, but not ideal. All right, this enemy is going to shatter the window, so you got to be really careful because the large... well, not a no damage to me. You got to be really careful because the large pieces of glass will get you. Wow. That was... So it is also random every time. Sometimes he doesn't even howl, and other times he just gets you with the glass. So that, not ideal, but I'm going to get my life back in a second. So it's not the end of the world. It's just not going to be a perfect run. But score-wise, it can be. Because what matters is how you finish out the level. So right here we have our first instance of wall meat. All right, wall meat is where Castlevania health comes from. I'm sure, the health inspector is just cringing right now, but you do what you got to do. Food standards were a little different at, in the 1910s. All right, when you come here, go back. They try and send someone from behind to sneak up on you. This one here, they can just land on the whip. That's that clothesline effect, all right? And you do the same here. Take 2 out, 1 shot. All right, now you're going to get to the column of skeletons. There's a little trick here to kind of coax a little more points out of it. So what you're going to do, right, is you're going to wait for them to spit a flame at you. And if you whip the flame, each flame is 100 points. So you get an extra 300 points if you kind of whip them while whipping the flame. So watch. 1, 2, 3. So got an extra 300 there. 1, 2, 3. And this one you got to whip them to turn around. So 1, 2. There you go. So got us an extra 800 points on top of that. All right. The bats here can be a little annoying. So you just got to be kind of careful, because as you're making your ascent, they're trying to trip you up, and there's a lot of places where you just don't have a good spot. All right, you want to get him in the feet there. All right, for this section, what I like to do is I like to hang out on the stairs and kind of lure the bat lower, so that I'm not dealing with him as much while I'm dealing with the skeleton. All right, take him out and make our way forward. Whoop. And sometimes, yeah, they'll try and get you low and, sneak up on you. So you got to be really careful. The bats can be tricky. All right, down whip them there. I love doing a good down whip. Another one's coming here. And we got 1 more and we're out. See those platforms? They only rotate if you jump on them. So as long as you don't jump on them, they're safe. All right, let's get them out. Now we need to use our swing mechanic in order to get the jewel from that candle. So we're going to whip up, hold, and kind of launch. There we go. All right. Now, the drips here, they don't hurt you. They're just scenery, but that swinging blade will absolutely decimate you. So what you want to do is go forward with it, and then when it turns around, just jump over it. It's going to take out this enemy who jumps down, whip up. Now these, duck. 2 whips and duck. Because when you duck, you get an extra rotation before it hits you in the head. On normal and easy mode, he swings that a lot slower, but on expert mode, it's pretty rough. You could barely get your 3 shots off. All right, next area is pretty cool. This is where our first extra life is. So you only get extra lives in this game by picking them up. They're scattered in specific candles. There's one here, and you got to be careful or else you'll fall into the pit because these bones fall away. So what you want to do is kind of be hopping. All right, so just hop, hop, hop. Hop your way up. And there we go, first extra life. All right, now we have our skeleton snake here. Best bet to do is just clothesline. They're going to kind of come around, and they'll just run right into it. Alright, so, get that. Get my flame whip back, that's good, makes the boss easier. So this boss, I might take damage here because they're a little random. And it's really the end stage that's really rough. So you want to start getting him before he gets on the stage, and you want to keep like a 2-tile distance away, because they swing the axe and the spear, especially the spear. The spear gets you really bad. And ducking helps a little bit. And as you do it, they start dropping weapons. Whoa. All right. Now careful here, because they might actually swing at you. So I'm going to try and do a little fancy thing. Kick them right in the face, and be done. All right, first boss is done. And now, as always, let's try and swing for our orb here. Yeah! And let's get a good freeze frame. Ah, little early there. I try and get a good pose in the freeze frame every time. I'll get some better ones later. All right, to the next level. Just give me 1 second here. I'm going to be talking for 2 straight hours. Got to make sure my throat is taken care of. Excellent, thank you. All right, so the next stage we are going to is Greece. So first off, folks, how am I pacing over here? Elliot, doing all right? All right, this stage is cool. If you notice, it's got that really cool reflecting and water effect. That was actually very difficult to pull off on a Sega Genesis. So this is one of the kind of graphical tricks that people like to cite as like, hey, the Genesis can do things. You know, transparency, mirror effect. This is done with something called shadow and highlight mode. So in this level, you deal with minotaurs, right? Little Greek mythology. If you have the flame whip, they're not that bad, because you can just hold your whip out and take them down in 1 strike. If not, it needs 2. So right here, if I just hold it out, 1, 2, they're done. This next one, you want to jump and whip diagonally up. It's going to freeze him in the air so you can get under him and then take him out. If not, he's going to knock you back in the water and you're going to die. So right here. Up, freeze him, get him again. All right, come on over. This next one. And you got to be careful. That sword has long reach and they are fast. I mean, they are a bull after all. Right here, you can just land on it and he's done. All right, so that's all the minotaurs for this section. Now we're going to encounter the last occurrence of the mermen. And you want to just kind of be careful going here, because they can pop up at inopportune times and screw you. So come on. I'm just waiting for one in front of me so I can jump at it. There we go. Because I used to barrel through and I got screwed real bad a few times. All right, this part can be tricky, this water climb, right? If you get too far under the water, it starts doing damage and you get knocked back like any other damage. So what you want to do is go right to this candle. That flaming skeleton is going to come around, hit it, hold your whip out, because it takes 2 there. I kind of messed up, so hopefully this isn't too bad for me. Uh-oh. Okay. Just squeaked by there. That was a little sloppy, but no harm done. So when you get up to this part, wait. You can just whip him in the feet. Makes it a lot easier. And then you want to stand in the waterfall. If you do that, the ghost will take a good path, and it's easy to whip him. All right, here's the second extra life in the game. You got to swing for it. All right, so just swing, and there it is. You want to land on the steps. All right, take him out. If you notice, I'm always staying towards the top of the screen. You got to be careful, though, because sometimes the things that don't appear on the screen yet can damage you. But you want to stay towards the top. All right, he's going to come around, clothesline him, and wait. Come on up, and careful. You don't want to go too far, because it'll spear you right in the head. All right, that section is done. And we're about to find out why this is happening in the first place. So we have a magician here who is just flooding the land. So what you want to do is diagonally whip up, and you're kind of landing on it, right? You're not actually whipping directly. You're holding the whip out and just kind of having it land on his head. And you just want to jump from the center. All right, nice and easy. I got some bats, so just diagonal up, and boom. One more. And now we have another set of mini-bosses, right? So this one's going to come out. You want to let them come out because their jumping pattern can be weird. So let them get more towards the middle, swing, and then you want to get under that flail, right? And then you just start whipping them in the knee, and be careful. They don't always jump over your head. They try and trick you. All right. And that one's done. Another one's coming out with an axe. What you want to do is start from the middle, jump, get them on the way down, once in the knee, and move away. All right? So just a 1, 2, boom. All right, and they're going to do a down thrust, and you just take them. So when they do the down thrust, you can hit them 4 times, 5, but the 5th one makes it a little difficult to get away unless you're quick. So I'd recommend 4 and then back away. All right, now we have the descent. And they're going to start throwing Medusa heads at you. You know, the famed, hated Medusa head of Castlevania games. What matters here is where you're positioned. So you want to stand right here, clothesline, go down. Don't just walk off if the platform is level, because what'll happen is you'll slip through the crack and you'll start to drown. All right over here. Wait for the next Medusa. Got it. All right, you want to go down, jump, and that'll kind of position them. Your vertical positioning matters a lot with these. All right, that kind of shows where their like sine wave pattern is going to start. Right here, hit the next one, walk right off. All right, another one's going to come. There. Jump, jump, get to the end. We got 2 more, and then we're done with this room. And this is another one, the infinite respawn, so I can really only take out the ones that are coming at me or about to damage me. All right, these enemies, they have a helmet, so duck and whip them. If you don't, the helmet knocks them back and you gotta hit them twice. Here, just let them land on the clothesline. Little scenery trick, whip the head, jump on top, walk up, whip them in the legs. So here we're gonna duck, 1, 2, 3, get our extra 300. 1, 2, 3. Cool. All right, stand against the back wall. Sometimes they go a little wild, but normally it's actually pretty tame. And you just want to whip this out for when they cross over the middle line. Man, see, that's what I mean. They went a little wild there, kind of nipped me in the heels, so that's not fun. But there is a health power-up, so I will at least retain my points. Right here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. All right, so we want to drop down, take them out by the feet, and the wall meat is in this column right here. So just go right down and grab it. All right, so now no harm done. I just don't have my flame whip. All right, this one you want to get past the archway before you jump. Hold your whip out to knock them back. If you don't, you're getting knocked in that pit. All right, for here, you want to jump and hold your whip out. You kind of rake down the whole column. All right, now wait. They're going to spit twice, or 3 times, and then do it again. All right, so next section. All right, next section. Careful coming down the stairs, because what happens is you're going into a water section, and every now and again the game kind of glitches out, and it says you're too far into the water, and it does damage. You want to hesitate just a hair going in, right? So just give it a little pause and then go. All right, that's good because I got them all facing the same way. You really want to bunch up the Minotaurs there. Because while your whip will freeze one of them, it's not going to freeze all of them, just the ones that it contacts. All right, so 1, 2. And what you don't want is to have one frozen and others charging at you, because then you're a sitting duck. All right, we're about to encounter boss number 2. Boss number 2 is a big stack of stones known as a golem. These stones in the stack actually give you points. While you don't have to break all of them in order to beat the boss, I'm going to because I'm going for a high score here. So you want to wait, because if you jump in, you're just going to start taking damage. So you want to wait till it's a little below the red line in the middle. And you can get some shots off in the beginning. So diagonally up and just kind of rake down. Oop. Oh, man. Well, there goes my perfect score. The side over here is safe, all right? You got a safe zone all the way at the left. When you go to strike, you're going to jump and whip. Do not be jumping forward. What happens is they change direction on a whim, and if you're jumping at them like that, they could change direction and just come at you, and then you're in trouble. All right, so I'm just trying to get the stack down. Come on. All right, so one more of the stack, and then it's go for the kill. All right, so I'm going to hit them in the eye. When they jump, they're going to bounce you up, so you just got to make sure you're off the floor. Although I'm going to use that to my advantage at the end. 1, 2. All right, let them bounce me up. I'm just going to clothesline them from underneath. Come on, buddy. Take me for a ride. Boom. All right, they're done. And they have a very dramatic death sequence here. Back down with you. Come on. Go down. Right. So probably lost 300 points on that little damage there. Let's see. Yeah. Other than that, pacing. So I'm about 300 behind my ideal score here. All right, hopefully we're pacing pretty good. It seems like, just from what I know, that I'm pacing decently ahead. So let's go to our next one. We go to Italy. Leaning Tower Pisa. There are no health power-ups in this level, and you have the Harpy enemy, which is just a menace. The trick to them, aggression. All right, you want to play offense. Do not let them set the cadence of the fight. So right away, they're coming at you. And they do not do the same thing every time, and sometimes their head gets whipped off. So that's always fun. And they will swoop around, they'll get you with the spear, they will come with the claws, they are tough. All right, the Minotaur will sometimes grab a column, sometimes not. If they don't grab the column, they're gonna charge at you like that. You got 2 of these here. Uh-oh. There we go. All right, another Minotaur. Just careful with that swing. All right, we got 1 more of the Harpies to deal with. And you see my whip got caught there. That could have put me into danger. All right, next room is the Crazy Stairs, a little MC Escher-esque. So what you want to do first is lure the eyeball, get him on the way down, and come around. Then get right on the stairs to safety. Now, if you have the Flame Whip, you have enough range to get extra points here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trigger the first one on the bottom to turn around, so that way they spit flames at me, and then I can whip them at my own pace. So trigger them. 1, 2, 3. Do it again. 1, 2, 3. A little off. Man, that could have been bad. You want to go all the way to the top of the stairs. There's going to be an eyeball waiting for you. You can actually whip it while it's waiting for you, so it doesn't... See, it's just kind of looking up like, oh man, I was sleeping. What the hell? Jump across the 2. Jump down. Got a blue jewel here. Now what you want to do is go right above that doorway in the background and then just jump straight up. Don't hold up. You'll land right on the platform. Come on here, and I'm going to do the same thing I did before. I'm going to lure 1 and get the flames. All right, come on, spin around. 1, 2, 3. Now, it's going to look like I'm screwing up. It's not. All right, ready? Going down. Hold. Nope. And hold up. Careful here, all right? I want that to spin back around. So what I'm going to do is jump and diagonally up to trigger it, and then I'm going to wait. Make sure you're holding up after you jump. All right, once before they turn, once again, and then you're safe. Drop down to here, and there is an invincibility orb in this, right? Go here, jump, hold up, and then come over. Make sure you're above the platform before you jump around, turn, and up the stairs. All right, so that room is entirely clear. You got everything. The next room, huge pain in the butt. You have very tight quarters and 3 harpies coming at you, and they are aggressive, so you just want to come out swinging right away. And they don't, like I said, they don't always do the same thing each time. So that one tried to come from behind. When you come here, if you jump up, you'll trigger the 4th. Got it. All right, you want to come back because there are points. All right, you got a bag of money right there. So in total, 700 points. All right, the next one, you have to use your whip to swing. All right, just saw a friend of mine coming to the audience. All right, so next one, you have to use your whip to swing, but you have to be careful when you do it because you can get knocked back. So what you're going to do is you're going to wait for the mummy to throw the bandage. Once it does, swing. You're invincible in the air, but you want to be careful where you land. All right? Now the mummies, if you hold it out, it's 1 shot. Another one, swing and rip across. Make sure you got it, and just boom. Okay, we got another mini-boss. This is going to be a giant skeleton snake. Trick here, crouch in the bottom left corner. It cannot hit you with its flames while it does that. After the flames go away, run, diagonally whip up, and just try and land it on his head. Excuse me. Got him. All right, 1 more and he's done. And then we have our tower climb. Got to climb the famous Leaning Tower of Pisa. Now, this is a little bit of a sore spot for me. The last time I went for a record on this, I had a cheap death at the very end of it. I got caught on a platform, and as it was rising, the floor dropped out from under me, and down I went. And I didn't have enough time to go again. So, let's hope that doesn't happen this time. And of course, they're sending Medusas. So what I like to do here is hit one, go up 2. Hit another one, go up 1. All right, I follow like a 2-1 pattern. So that's now 2, 1. All right, want to get that bag, that's 2,000 points. This is also where one of the extra lives are. And you got to be careful. If you contact the side of the platforms, it blocks you and you're going right down. All right, let's kind of prepare. So if you go on this side over here, there is a free life waiting for you in that candle. All right, come across. Let's wait for the next Medusa. In this candle is a mirror, but it's very dangerous to get. You're better off just stand in the middle and just wait. All right, here's where it happened, and here's where it didn't happen. So, redemption so far. You. All right, going through, take out the mummies. Once you get to this platform, wait. You can whip with the flame whip, and you can contact them. If not, you have to kind of come around. When you jump up, there's going to be a bat that comes down. Wait, swoop, get them, and get the next one. All right, one more mummy over here. Just whip right through and hold your whip out. Remember, the difference between a quick whip and a long whip, you get double. So hold it out, let it be a long whip. When you get up, another bird's going to swoop down, or bat's going to swoop down. This one comes from behind, and the next one swoops down. And then we have our final tower climb. All right, this part can be tricky. You are doing a big platforming segment where you can fall to your death very easily. It is an auto-scroll section, and you have these big gargoyle creatures coming at you. They have 2 different patterns, too. If they take a very tight path around you, you have to whip them while they're circling you, or else they're going to come from above and just take you down. If they have a wider pattern, you can wait for them to stop and come at you. So let's go. Going around. First one's going to come at me. There's 2 on this section, all right? Oh boy. All right. I almost screwed up there. That would have been bad. All right, this section is vertical. You want to be in the middle column. What's going to happen is they're going to come at you from the sides. The side they come from is the side they attack from. And it is completely random which side they come from. All right, it doesn't matter where you're standing, what you did last time. They could all come from one. They can alternate. It's just random. All right, that last one that came off screen, they're going to swoop back around. There we go. Try and trick you. Oop. Okay, so they didn't take a wide path, so I can wait. Or, sorry, they didn't take a tight path. So if they take a wide path, you can wait for it. Makes it a little easier. Okay. Leaning tower cleared. So now we're at the top. We're about to fight the enemy. The enemy is the gargoyle. The gargoyle is quite difficult, especially if you die and you have to do it with the shorty whip. Luckily, I got my flame whip. So they swoop in from the side. They're a flying enemy, so all your shots are going to be jumping shots. So they're going to swoop in from the side. You got to get them on both approaches, and then they're going to do a few things. One is they whip the tail down at you, so you have to be out of the way. Another is they shoot balls away from the tail. If I do it right, you're not going to see them shoot the balls away from the tail because I will, hit them and the sequence will end. But if not, you'll see it. Also, the platform rotates, so you got to be careful because it changes your position all the time. So you want to stand in the center, turn around, and get ready to go. Jump up, whip, comes back, whip, move to the side. This is the part where they would shoot the balls, but since I got them, they're going to go down. If you don't have the flame whip, you got to hit them twice on that last segment. Now they're going to come from the opposite side. Whip once, turn around, whip again, go to the side. Come down, get them. Now they're going to start trying to drop on you. Stay to the edge of the platform because you want to give enough space to whip them. Because remember, when you whip, it plants his feet. And this platform is sending you towards him a lot of times. So you've got to be really careful. All right, boom, done. Thank you. All right, by my calculations, I can't see the score tracker, but it looks like I'm pacing pretty good. All right, got a nice little freeze frame pose there. So the next level, all right, we are going to Germany, to a munitions factory. So this one, you fight the skeletons of all just fallen soldiers. And the beginning section is a little tough. What happens is you have skeletons behind a fence, and they're going to throw bones at you. But it's completely random, and sometimes they'll jump over. So I can't guarantee I'm not going to take damage here. I hope I don't, but it is a possibility. It really is luck of the draw. So you just want to start going forward, all right? So this one, they're already in a way that's not ideal for me. Whew. Ah! Come on! There we go. All right. And I'm just going to run away. All right, want to get the bag here for 2,000 points. Put them down. Those are just jewels. I don't need them. I got maxed out. Whew. All right, made it through. So here, you want to whip diagonally up, and if you notice, my whip caught, because that's right at the end of the range, so it's really hard not to do that with a flame whip. Also, with the flame whip, you whip just a tiny bit slower. All right, so you gotta count for that. All right, this next one, you want to jump on the conveyor belt, and then go back. It's just going to bring them right towards you. Whip them. From here, diagonally up, start it off, and then you got to take the one down the pit. So there's a strategy to this. What you want to do is go down enough so that they start backing away. Then jump straight up without hitting up, you'll fall in front of them. If not, it puts you in a really bad spot. So we're going to go here, and then down. But we got to go back up. We got 2 secrets we got to get here. So first off, from here, whip, swing. Jump across. That is the longest jump you could possibly do in the game. And you got a room with a 1-up, points, and jewels. So you don't want to miss that. But we also have another secret on the other side. So we're going to come here, whip, swing, swing again. And there's wall meat. So if you need health on that level, that's where it is. Come, duck down. Now, this is one of the only spots I'm going to use a sub-weapon. All right, so you want to get the boomerang here, because it makes the next section a lot easier. Let's take this one out. Now, in the approach, you're going to have 2 things coming at you. One from above, one from in front. Take out the one in front first. 2, 3. And 1, 2. All right, here's where the sub-weapon's going to go because it's very easy. That's an open pit, and those conveyor belts can be nasty. So look, get them once, wait for them to pop up, get them on the fly. Once, twice, and then go over. This one's tough because it's sending you in the opposite direction. So if you jump and try and whip, there's a lot of times you'll fall right through the crack and down to the pit. Come up here and be at the edge. You want to be at the edge and get them when they jump up because when you whip, you start going backwards. So if you're too far at the edge, you're just going to whip yourself right to a pit. This one, make sure they are done because they will knock you right to your death. Now, there is a secret down here. I'm not going to get it because it is really hard to get and it doesn't do anything for my points. But below where I am, right down here, there's a little alcove. You have to swing with your whip on the conveyor belt over and into it, and then there's a wall you can get a 1-up in, and then you got to jump and swing your way out. Very, very difficult. In my opinion, not worth it, so we're going to skip that. All right. This room is already difficult. Expert mode, they decide, you know what, it'll make it even more fun? Throw some bats at you. So you got to be careful not to get crushed by the pistons and not hit by the bats. Up here, we're going to go, turn. I hate when that happens. All right, sometimes it doesn't really time out for you. Oh, come on. Whew, that was not cool. There we go. All right. Another one coming. And then just watch out for the last one, and we're good. All right, so what were they powering? All these gears. And, of course, Medusas. So the trick here is just setup, all right? You want to make sure you get to a spot before a move, wait for the Medusa, take it out, and then make your move. All right, so there, get to the next section. We're going to come up. I'm going to get under the feet. All right, here, we got another Medusa coming. And careful, all right, those skeletons. If they wind up to strike you, it means you're in range. They have longer range than you think. Alright, so same thing here, right? Wait for the Medusa. Kill, make your move. Because a lot of times the stairs will leave you a sitting duck. Alright, we're gonna wait. Step, whip, up. Wait here behind the chain, and then make your ascent to this section right here. Alright, this one can be tricky, so you want to make sure you give yourself all the time you need. So whip and immediately go for it. You want to jump and come towards the back. Then take out the Medusa, then jump across. Alright. This next section, there's a lot of platforming challenges in this level. And this one, they send a lot of those flaming ghosts at you. So what you want to do is go here, lure the first one, get between the two pillars and duck. That'll send it around the top, and you can take it out easy. The next one, come over. When you get to this, it's going to come at you. Start jumping back. Go to the bottom, duck. Okay. The last section can be tricky, but there is a move you can do here. So what you do is make sure you give yourself enough height, but not too much or else you're stuck. So once you get here, immediately walk off and then duck. That'll ensure that they take a path that's not going to damage you. So in this next room, we fight a very famous monster, none other than Frankenstein's monster. If you don't have the Flame Whip, you have to do a little more of it, but the Flame Whip makes it pretty easy. So what you're going to do is you're going to come in and you're going to wait. Do not go after him because he's going to do this rotation attack, and that will always hit you. Duck. Keep whipping in the knee. And if you're not quick enough, you don't have the Flame Whip, you got to jump back. He's going to send flames along the floor. Okay. So, this room, very rough. Those blades right there, if you contact them in any way, that is 3/4 of your health gone. All right? So it doesn't matter if it hits you, you tap it, no good. Those things come out. When they pull back, that means they're going to attack. Take it slow. If not, they're going to bunch up and you'll be in kind of a bad pattern. So if you take it slow, you can do one at a time. All right. Come on. One more. Okay. This one moves fast. Got to be careful. And this next one is the worst because it's coming at you. So you got to deal with the gap here, and you got to do it in little steps. All right. So here, duck, up and go, and just standing up will give you damage. So you got to be really careful. I know I'm kind of baby stepping it. I don't care. I don't want to lose that much health. All right, made it through. This next section, in my opinion, is probably the toughest part in the game. There are so many stupid ways to die here. It's insane. Just gonna take a quick drink before I go. And give me a little something for the throat. Okay, so what you do is you have these platforms, and they have the skeletons who swing the flail, the Morning Star, at you, okay? They will knock you to your death very easily. And then what they decide to do is, on expert mode, they decided, okay, let's send bats at you too. Here, jump straight up. Do not jump forward, or else that floor will be gone by the time you get back. Okay, just gonna kind of pace it a little easier. There we go. Oh, oh my god, that was a stupid move. I can't believe I did that. You gotta be really careful. Like, if it's coming away from you and you're trying to jump, you can easily get screwed. Here, stand on the bubble. It'll put you in a safe zone. Duck, this is a leap of faith, okay? You just gotta time it and just go for it. So that didn't time well, so I'm gonna wait. Hoo-wee! Okay, made it. A lot easier with sub-weapons, and you can replenish them in this room, but I'm trying to do it without. Thank you. All right, here, just wait, let it clothesline itself, and get the gears. The gears is a little foreshadowing. So the enemy you're going to face here is a robot made of gears. They have a bunch of little silly things that they do. They do follow a pattern, but the pattern changes up. So what's going to happen here? You want to stand right in the middle of this X in the background. Once they turn color, jump and start whipping. You can get about 3 in on them, and then watch out. Come over. Take a few of these. It's going to come above you. Duck, give them a whip, and run away. Come across the top. Come back and start whipping. Now it's down low. It's going to crouch. Oh. Okay. Look out. It's going to come at you on the floor. Duck. Give him a whip. One more. And when it stands up like that, go all the way to the side. It's going to land wherever you were standing. You can get about 4 whips in here before it starts swinging its arms, and you're in trouble. Come over. And they're done. Take that, Gearbot. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you. All right, I have been informed by the booth that I am pacing good. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get this, and to get a good freeze frame, I'm going to try and get it swinging. Yeah! It's all about the freeze frame. Hey, hey. How you doing?
Make some noise for HighScorsese, please.
Thank you.
He's doing incredibly well.
I know. I gotta slow this down a little bit.
Well, Mike, if you want to slow it down a little bit,
let's do some questions.
We could ask some questions from the crowd. Guys, if you want to ask HighScorsese a question about his run, about him, anything you like, more or less, he is happy to answer. And I'm going to kick things off. Why John, right? There's more than one character in this title, and you're going for the world record high score right now. So why specifically John?
Well, one, I'm a bit of a masochist, bit of a glutton for punishment here. It's the harder way to go. But I've found when training for this that the path that you take with John, because there's certain points where you can't go with John and certain points where you can't go with Eric. And I found the John path nets you just a little extra points.
How long did it take you to figure that out?
Probably like a couple weeks.
That is intense.
Yeah.
Because there isn't a guide like this for you because you're the world record holder, right? So you're the person, like, you're the pioneer.
Yeah, so what I did to learn this was, aside from just playing it, of course, is I looked at what the score was, and the score on the leaderboard actually wasn't the highest score I could find. So what I do is, when I look at the leaderboards like Twin Galaxies, or there's another one, an up-and-comer called Level Up, spelled LVL Up, which is a good one that I submit my records to as well, I look to see what I can find there. But I also go around looking for videos, all right? So I went on YouTube, and I found the highest score I could possibly find. It was somebody who did a no-damage run, and they got 316,000 points with John. So even though the record on the leaderboard was lower, that was my goal last time. I wanted to make sure that I beat that, because I wanted to be undisputed, right? So in seeing their runs, it gave me kind of some insight to it, but a lot of the strategies I kind of had to figure out myself. Just watching wasn't enough. I had to kind of just play it over and over again, try and create some repeatable experiments, frustratingly die a million times, you know, the whole nine.
That is incredible. And you are currently, Mike, because you can't see the screen, right? You are sat under the Jumbotron and all you get is gameplay. So to let you know, the world record and HighScorsese's personal best, they're the same number, 321,500 points. Mike, you're currently on 183,750.
Beautiful.
And you're, hang on, you're a 4,500 points ahead of pace right now.
Ooh, all right, sounds good. I wish it could be better, actually. 4,500 doesn't sound like that much.
My guy, like this. These kind of standards, I could never hold them for myself. This is why you're the world record holder. Guys, give me a wave if you want to ask HighScorsese a question during his high score run.
And also, you can ask me about literally anything. I will answer questions about anything, so long as it's appropriate. We got kids here. Other than that, shoot, whatever you want to know, whether it's about video games, whether it's about me personally, whether you just want to talk about music or movies. Speaking of talking about movies, I was a guest on a podcast called The Movie Podium on YouTube recently, where we did a review of just an awful low-budget, made-for-TV VR thriller called Arcade from 1993 that starred Seth Green, the kid who played Ralphie in A Christmas Story, and Robin Sweeney from Encino Man. And it was quite ridiculous. So we had a good time just absolutely crapping on that movie. So I would say go give it a watch. All right, I'm going to go ahead and just play a little more. We are here at the Palace of Versailles in France. Of course, you know, important during World War I, so they had to include it. So what you do here, first you deal with these vines. Jump and get the first one, duck and get the second one. You just want to clothesline. I don't know if you can see because it's a flicker effect, so sometimes you can't see like little things coming down. There's this pollen come down from the roses. They don't damage you, but they make your directions switch. Excuse me 1 second. So what they do is your left and right get reversed. So you just want to whip the rose, take it out. You get 10 points per little pollen thing, so you can get a little score there, but it's not really worth it. So over here you want to duck, come through, and here I'll show you, look. So now left is right, right is left. All right, that's how that works. All right, so we're going to get all these. Let's be done. All right, take those, get a little extra points. Bye, Rose.
Mike, are you good to answer questions while you do it?
I'd love to.
All right, we have a first question here. What's your name?
Rob.
Rob. Good to meet you, pal.
Hey, Rob, thanks for coming out.
What's your question?
When you're training for some of these things in between runs, like what's your go-to snack?
My go-to snack, anything that doesn't make my hands messy or dirty. So no cheese doodles, nothing like that.
Mike, I'm going to have to push you for a real answer.
Okay. Well, let's see. I used to have a segment on my streams actually where I try different random snacks. Some of them absolutely disgusting. Some of them super spicy. Some of them ridiculous. I do like chips, but like I said, they mess your hands up. Generally Hers chips, especially their sour cream and onion. I have Sonic fruit snacks that I get as a gift every year around Christmas time as a stocking stuffer. So I like my Sonic fruit snacks. But mainly I'm more about just having a drink while I'm playing and not eating too much. How about you? What is your favorite game and snack? Oh, and that section right there, by the way, you want to wait on this vine, and that thing's going to circle you. You have to take it out or else you're going to take damage.
Yeah, so my favorite snack, just to return the favor, would be like cashews.
Cashews. Cashews are a great snack.
Cashews, that's top tier.
It is top tier. All right, well, thank you so much for coming out, and thanks for asking me a question. All right, so this section right here, they come back. You have to be careful, all right? So duck under here, whip, get to the middle, duck. You want to set kind of a pace, because what's happening is this one at the end can really get you bad. So here, sub-weapon, whip, turn around. Now, these enemies that come up, they are absolutely nasty. They can do a lot of damage, and they come really fast. So what you want to do is approach them, but you want to get close. If you don't get close, what happens is they don't swing, they send a bomb after you. It's like a pistachio-looking thing that bounces and explodes, and it's hard to dodge. So you want to kind of come over, get them swinging, move out of the way. Then jump and kind of clothesline them on the way down. They swing a different distance each time, so you just got to be kind of careful. But if they get you with that hook, it really gets you. Like, this was one of the harder sections for me to learn when I was figuring this game out. This one's a little easier. You can just stand right at this tree, and you're in a good spot. Okay, the next room, we're going into the palace. You're going to get the first encounter of the famous Axe Knight, all right? Axe Knight and Chandeliers. The Chandeliers can take out the Axe Knight. It's going to take out the first one for me, but the rest I don't like to leave to chance. There we go. Got him. All right, so what you want to do here, bury that whip in their chest and just kind of freeze them. And each time you hit them with the whip, just step forward a little bit to keep your pace. 2, 3. And if you notice those are doubles, you hear it go like bump, 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 bump. That's because I'm holding the whip out, so it's getting 2 damage each time. If you just go like that, you got to whip them 5 separate times. All right, watch out for the chandelier. Now, careful with them. They can throw the axe either high or low, so you got to watch out. You can whip it in the air. Now, this part is a bit of a trick, because they send someone from behind to get you. Where is he? Come on, Axe Knight. There you are. Oh. Whew. I should have been ducking there. That could have been bad, actually. So this next room is a lot easier with the Flame Whip. So what happens is you have the room blocked by a room height column of skeletons that spit flames at you. 2 spaces on the room trigger those flaming ghosts that circle around you while all this chaos is going. So you really got to be careful. You got to take those things out quick and get to a good spot. All right, so here we're going to come in, trigger it immediately. 1, 2. Oh, it went a different way. Oh, crap. That's not going to be fun. Oh, man. So what sucks here is I can't take out the stack without triggering the other ghosts now. Oh, come on. Oh, oh. Oh, this is bad. This is really bad, actually. I am in the weeds here.
HighScorsese, 200,000 points deep, and you've just taken damage for the first time. What does this mean for the run? Are you still on course?
I'm still on course because I can get health in the next room, but it's going to be risky, and you'll see why in a second. Okay. Well, not the next room, the room after it, all right? So this room's pretty simple. This is a branching path, so if you have Eric, what happens is you use your spear pogo mechanic, and you climb up. But with John, you just walk through. So what happens here is there's health in this room. So you want to swing across, but you want to take out the first enemy, or else you're in trouble. Now, these enemies, they throw one of 4 things. A big bomb, a small bomb, an enemy, or health. The enemy's missing. So I'm going to get my health from the wall first, just to not cause a problem, and I'm going to try and lure the enemy to give me more health. If I can, it'll keep my score fully intact. If not, I'll just have to live with it.
And you were ahead of pace before. Is there any temptation to restart the run?
Well, what time is it?
I think it's about 11 a.m.
It would be really risky to do. So I don't know. All right, come on. Here, I'm gonna... Oh, no! Oh, well, that just screwed me. I tried to get him to lure with the health, but it just ended up doing damage, so... Aye. All right, so for here, you want to swing with your whip. And just kind of get all the stuff at the ceiling. Okay, this next room, probably one of my least favorite in the game. Huge pain in the butt. You have these rotating stairs you have to climb. They're sending gargoyles after you, and you have stacks of skeletons spitting things at you that you have to take out for points. So, not fun. So what I like to do here is go to the edge, jump up, trigger it, and quick whip, because you do not want to get caught and get sent into that stack, because you will. So come here, take out a gargoyle, and make your climb. You want to flat whip. You do not want to diagonally whip, because diagonally whipping will catch you on the platform and it's going to whip you into danger. Uh-oh. So we're going to come down. Oh, come on. Okay, the thing here too is, if you're in the middle of taking them out, let's say you're taking one out on the stack and not the other, if you fall down past one level, like past one platform below it, it'll respawn it. So I can't have that happen, because I can only take out each enemy once if I can. All right, so this one, let me just kind of get it out of my way, and I will forego another one to kind of balance. Come down, wait, and then we'll make our climb. And words cannot express how much I absolutely hate this section of the game. Aside from what I just told you, I guess that is words expressing how much I hate this section of the game.
Guys, if you're just sitting down at the PAX Arena because quite a crowd has amassed to watch this high score run right now. We talked about this during the morning show, but HighScorsese, can you just explain a little bit about the setup right now, why we have the console on camera, and
Sure.
What we're doing basically to make sure that this is an official submission?
Okay, here, just give me 1 second to take out this skeleton, and then I will absolutely do that. So, what happens is, you gotta make sure, it's gotta make sure that you're not cheating. You know, some people can just be like, oh yeah, I started the game, and it can be a tool-assisted run, so it's, you know, automated. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you show your console, that you show it getting turned on, reset, things like that, so that they see that you're actually playing the game in real time. You also want to periodically, you know, show your controller, things like that, and just show that it's you doing input. The whole point is just proof, right? You just want to make sure that it's indisputable, you know, that you are not cheating here. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's been cheating scandals in the past. To be perfectly honest, I think it's kind of pathetic, you know, to cheat at video games for it. I mean, you don't like win money for this or anything like that. It's just, you know, a fun thing to do. You get some bragging rights and things. So I don't know why you would cheat, but people have. So in the interest of, you know, not having a dispute, I just make sure everything is on the up and up. Alright, one more shot on him and it's good. And then this should be the end of the tower section. Which I cannot wait for that, because... Oi. Alright, same kind of deal here, by the way, with the Medusas, right? You just want to set up your next move. Alright, got my Flame Whip back. That'll come in handy. And there's my reward, 2,000 points. So this is where you would reconvene with Eric, right? Eric would come around from the top and come down. We got a sub-boss here. They're actually pretty easy. You just whip them in the knee. They don't really hit you with that punch. That's not what you got to worry about. They have one move that they're going to do in a second. And that's the one. So you want to come close to them when they jump over you. That extendo punch does a lot of damage, so you do not want to get hit by that. Alright, the next room, we're going to see my favorite one-off enemies of the game. There's a bunch of different knights doing a bunch of different attacks and different configurations. You got some archers, you got one that looks like a Viking, and then my two favorite at the end. Okay, take them out. That's the one that looks somewhat Viking-esque. And I'm probably just mistaking something on their chest for a big, bushy blonde beard, but... Alright, my favorite one-off enemy is coming up. I like to call them Segway Knight. Because they are basically a knight that looks like they're driving a Segway. And we have the only use of a firearm coming up, right? You have the knight that has a Gatling gun, because we are starting to get into more modern times here. Alright, this next sub-boss. They can be quite difficult, especially if you screw up the pattern. It really punishes you for your mistakes. It is two Leonardo da Vinci faces facing each other, and they send these orbs at you. Very difficult if you don't do it right, so I'm going to show you the pattern here. So you want to stand right on this line that I'm at. When those come down, once they reach the lips, whip forward, move, whip, and then strike. Alright? So once it reaches the lips, take out the first one, second, move forward, third. Those things keep bouncing around and collecting if you don't take them out, and they do damage. Alright, so once again, wait for the lips, whip, forward whip, 1, 2. Alright, one more of those and they have been taken out. Uh-oh. No. Okay. You know what? No harm done. That could have been really bad, though. All right, Da Vinci's done.
Come on, that is incredible. Like, I think the thing is, you make it look so easy for so long that when it looks like it's easy. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh, this doesn't look that hard. And then you miss one of the orbs and suddenly it's like chaos. And you're like, oh, you are on the brink constantly.
Oh, yeah. That's the thing about this game. It is basically like your stereotypical Japanese game show. You get punished so hard for your mistakes. It's insane.
Guys, in the PAX Arena, are you enjoying watching this high score run?
Thank you.
HighScorsese going for the world record right here at PAX East on the PAX Arena stage. And if you have a question for HighScorsese, please give me a wave. You can see me walking around with a microphone. I'll come and grab you and we can talk to Mike while he's doing his run.
And I'm going to have one request. I request that if you've come here, you like what you see, please find me on social media. I'm HighScorsese everywhere. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitch. I am on YouTube. I have Twin Galaxies for my leaderboard. Please drop me a follow. I'd be really appreciated. I do this all the time. And I've also started filming my training sessions, so you kind of get a little bit in on the process of before I do these live convention records here.
Okay, we have a question. Are you comfortable to answer?
In just a second, because I just triggered the boss.
Take your time.
I will do it in just a sec. This one can be a little dicey. All right, so what you want to do is whip her. She's going to turn into a giant moth. Really want to pin them, all right? And then kind of wait. They're going to swoop down and then hit him in the corner. Okay, now I can answer.
Incredible stuff. Okay, we have a question. Hey, what's your name?
Andrew.
Hey, Andrew, how you doing?
Doing well. I was just wondering, why Castlevania Bloodlines? What spoke to you about this specific game? Was it nostalgia? Was there just something that drew you to it? Just curious.
It was nostalgia. I've always really liked this entry. It is kind of like the black sheep of the series, being the Sega game. Generally it was Nintendo and then Sony platforms for the most part. But I always thought it was a cool game, and a lot of people just have never played it, despite... And it's funny, you see screenshots of it all the time. People are like, what game is that? It's like, oh, Castlevania. On Sega? Really? I also... you brought up a really good question, because this is actually a dilemma I have when going for these records. So, to do a live format, it has to meet certain criteria. One, I have to be able to do it within a 2-hour time slot, because I feel like no one's going to sit here for longer than 2 hours watching me toil at this, right? It has to be a game people know. There's a lot of low-hanging fruit, but no one wants to see me do something that nobody's ever heard of, all right? So it's got to be something that people, at least a series or something that people know and care about. And also, it has to have some competition. If I don't see enough scores, enough attempts at it, I won't do it, because I don't want to just, put the first one up there. That's not really fun. So it makes it difficult to kind of pick, and I actually had some dilemmas this year of what I was going to do as a result. So after I leave PAX, I got to plan my next moves for the next year for my convention schedule, and I'm going to have a heck of a time.
Great, thank you so much. Really cool.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for coming out.
Anyone else would like to ask a question, just give me a wave. And look, I have one question, quickly, Mike.
Sure.
How many world record high scores do you hold?
3 currently, and I've done 5 breaks.
That is incredibly impressive. One more question now before
Sure,
you get
please.
into the next little bit here. Hello, what's your name?
My name is Simon, like Simon Belmont.
Oh, awesome. Very good. Welcome, Simon. Thanks for coming out.
I just wanted to ask, who do you think would win, 100 Simon Belmonts or 1 gorilla?
Oh, man. Well, I think 1 Simon Belmont could win it, because that vampire killer is crazy, especially if he pulls an item crash.
But have you considered the gorilla's grip strength?
Well, that's it. The whip has range, so as long as Simon is quick and the gorilla doesn't get close, that gorilla's got no chance.
Thank you very much, Simon. Thank you, Mike. Hey, PAX Arena, make some noise for HighScorsese, please.
Elliot, what time is it right now? How are we doing?
That is I do not have Hey, what's the time? You have a phone in your hand. It is 11:08.
11:08. All right. We're pacing good. We will be. This will pad out nicely. So we're about to go into the final stage the final stage is a long one. It is a boss rush, all right? So you have a pretty crazy platforming section in the beginning, and then you have to fight every single boss you've ever faced, also 2 sub-bosses, and finally Dracula. You have no health power-ups whatsoever, so you have to do it all in one shot.
So the perfect run is no longer on the cards, but Mike, you are currently trending 9,210 points ahead of pace.
Oh, my power level's 9,000 for all you Dragon Ball fans out there. Very nice. All right, so for this section, the birds give you points, the Medusas don't. All right, you just have to avoid them. I try and get them all, but that's more just for safety. All right, now the bridge is going to blow, so you got to be careful. And there's no going back now. I am stuck. I got to fight my way out. This level also has my favorite music in the game. It's just such a cool song here. So this next section, right, this section trips a lot of people up. This is very difficult if you don't understand how the pattern works. So as you see, there's different shading, right? Watch as you walk forward. Everything starts to split apart. You have 4 different split sections. In the end, they're split by about a tile apiece. And it wavers a little bit. Excuse me a second, sorry. So what's going to happen is it's going to do that, and then they're going to start sending Medusa heads at you. So right here, we're going to get our final free life of the game, and then jump and go for it. So the trick here, when they appear, walk a tile forward, then whip. All right, tile forward, whip. Wait, forward, whip. And when they come above the bar, it's ready to go. So forward, whip, go for the next one, wait, forward, whip, jump. Okay, a few more, forward, whip, tile forward, whip, get the mirror here, way to pause, jump with your whip out. Got it. All right. Next section. As you see, we're upside down. All right, up is down, down is up. Take out the Axe Knight, and then this part is treacherous. All right, you have these rotating balls coming around the platform, and they are very easy to get you. Doesn't always time out the way you want it to. And, oh no! Oh, that sucks. Oh man. All right. Oh well, so not perfect, but we can still have a really, really good run here.
Mike, I don't know how you're doing this. I think I just took damage watching you do this.
Nice. All right, so for here, jump up. Do not take the stairs. Stairs are damage. All right, you're a sitting duck on those stairs. So just jump up. All right, that section's done. All the platforming challenges are done. We're going to encounter our first repurposed boss, but they treat him as a regular enemy. You're going to start hearing some clinking sounds. That's how you know they're coming. All right, now we wait. They're going to run. And it's going to be random which side. They send 7 of these runners out after you. So I'm just going to wait and just take them all out. They can come from either side. See? And it's completely random which one they're going to do. All right, I wasn't counting, so hopefully that's done. Nope. All right, I think that should be it. Let me just pause a sec. Wait. We're good. I wish I had my flame whip. It's going to kind of suck facing death without it, but I'll manage. Okay, let's just pick those up. So that mirror is a tease. I have rushed here and hit the mirror, and they still set those things after me. So just take them out beforehand. Don't rely on the mirror. All right. Moonlight and stairs. You know what that means in a Castlevania game. That means you're coming towards the end. So let's face Death. Death has many cards. On easy and normal mode, you can get health here. On expert mode, no dice. All right? So the way this works is the cards circle around. Some of the cards have a boss. Some of them are an attack by death. I will show you how to do all of them. All right, so this one is a gear. That means we're fighting the gear bot. Now, the enemies are a little easier this time around. They don't do the Mega Man 3 thing where they just punish you with, like, even harder versions of Mega Man 2 enemies. You know, they take less damage, so it's a little easier. And I kind of played it a little timid there, but I'm just trying not to take more damage. All right, they're going to flip over. Uh-oh. All right, so they're done. Get a little swing practice in. Because why not?
Hey, Mike, can you handle a question right now?
Yes, sure.
Well, what's your name?
Frankie,
Hey, Frankie, what's up, buddy? Thanks for coming out. All right, so for here, 1 second.
what do you think, buddy?
When the ball comes under the scythe, just walk away. All right, so that's how you do that attack. All right, Frankie, what's up, bud?
So, HighScorsese, what are your top 3 Martin Scorsese movies?
Oh, man. Obviously, Goodfellas, Casino, and The Departed.
Solid picks.
Oh, no! I did not pull an award-winning Scorsese attempt there. And everybody, by the way, if you've not seen Frankie on Frontline, Frankie goes by the Gaming Mixologist. He makes amazing-looking video game-focused cocktails. Man is a master at his craft. Go check him out. Whew. All right, next questions I will field after the boss rush, because it's getting a little dicey here. All right, so under the scythe, the ball appears, walk away. You'll make it every time. More. All right, we got one more card left. It is the golem. And same deal, you got to take out the sections to get extra points if you want to do that. All right. Luckily, they all take, they're all a little easier. Less damage is required. Works in your favor. All right, save space right at the left wall. Come on, baby. I hear it. This one is aggressive today. It's funny, when I was practicing, I was playing off my flash card. I wonder if I got a different revision on the actual copy I'm playing on, because certain things are just a little more unforgiving, I'm noticing. All right, they're done. Thank you. All right, down to hell. Die, monster. You don't belong here.
What is a man?
All right, now we fight Death himself. What you want to do is be towards the edge. When they move, diagonally whip up. They're going to go always towards the top left corner first. Uh-oh. That did not go well. They're going to come around. Uh-oh. I don't know what this move is. I've actually never seen him do that.
Whew. You've never seen him do that?
I've never seen him do that because I've always taken him out faster. All right, we've broken the 300,000 point barrier.
PAX Arena, come on, put your hands together.
We are less than 21,000 points away from tying the record. We get something for the old throat here. It's a bit much talking for 2 straight hours.
Guys, if you would like to ask HighScorsese a question while he goes for this world record, give me a wave. We're coming in hot to the end of this run.
Oh, we got somebody waving over there.
I see someone right at the back.
Yep. Flame Whip is back. Nice. All right, I will answer this as I approach the diabolical Liz Bartley, a bored English aristocrat who decided to summon a demon.
All right, you ready for that question?
Absolutely.
All right, what's your name?
Hey, I'm Jack.
Hey, Jack.
Good to meet you. Now, Jack, what's your question for Mike?
Okay, going off this reference, I'm just gonna take a wild guess. You like Castlevania? Just a wild guess.
Love Castlevania.
Okay, so I have a question. If you would like to see another Castlevania fighting game, more in the style of like maybe 2D, what would your ideal roster be?
Ooh, like
Because I do not want another Judgment happening. I'm so good, thank you very much.
So you're saying a fighting game, like kind of like Street Fighter style?
Yep, very much 2D fighter.
Okay. All right. My ideal roster would definitely be all the Belmonts. So Simon, Trevor, Richter, Christopher, John Morris, and Eric Lecard. I think obviously Dracula. You got to be the boss, right?
Of course.
You need Shaft. You need Death.
Olrox too, I guess.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. What was that?
Would you need Olrox? I mean, I feel like Olrox has to be in the roster.
I would say so, yeah. Maria. Got to have Maria in there. Let me think of some others. Oh man, there's a certain enemy I'm thinking of. Honestly, I would love the Gearbot from this one. I think that's such a cool enemy, and it's very versatile. So I would love to have them as one of the enemy or as one of the fighters in the game. But there's so many. I mean, this series has gone on for so long and so many incarnations. You just have so much to choose from. So I feel like you could pad it out to like 25 people and have a really nice roster.
No, absolutely. No, appreciate you answering my question.
And I appreciate you coming out. Thank you so much. Take care, Jack. All right, let's take on Liz Bartley. So, her first form, she turns into Medusa. So what you're going to do, you're going to stand on this line right here and duck and just start whipping the crap out of her. Stay ducked. All right, the flames will go over you. The next one, she's going to try and sort of knock it down on your head, then get up and move. The tail's going to whip. You want to jump, and then just start whipping. Back. All right, they're going to try and do this again. Get close so that you don't get hit, and just whip. All right, so that's the first phase. Now she's going to go to the middle. She's going to have orbs surround her, and she's going to attack you. If you miss the attack, she's going to send the orbs at you, and they are hard to dodge, and they do a lot of damage. It's random what side she goes to, so what you want to do is stand in the center, jump, and just have your whip out in the air. You're kind of having it land on top of her. All right? If you're a little slow, she's going to send that pink orb. Just duck under it. You cannot kill that orb. All right? Other times of the game when those come out, you can. This one you can. So you have to duck. Oh, try and trick me, will you? There you go. All right, so far so good. Oh my god, I just realized someone on the roster I completely forgot. I can't believe it. I forgot Alucard. You have to have Alucard on there. And Grant. Grant was neglected from the anime, and that always bothered me. You need Grant. You need the pirate who climbs walls. Alright. I love the sound she makes when she goes by. You rip! And this is the most annoying thing. She always ends up with one sliver of health, so you gotta hit her a bunch of times just to clear one sliver of health away. Luckily, I drew a 4, so it's a little quicker. All right, and she's done. She's about to explode and leave nothing behind but that fancy dress. There we go. Come on. And John, gonna try it on? Come on, give it to me. Looks better on me anyway. All right, she's done. And seriously, what a terrible host. This is her castle. She doesn't offer me anything. I don't get like tea or lunch or anything like that. Like, you're supposed to be a lady. What's going on? You're supposed to have like class and manners. Or at least staff to have class and manners for you, you know? All right, so if you notice, this is one of 4 classic Castlevania songs in the game, the only one that plays during normal play. You need to put in a code for the others. So you have the theme of Simon Belmont from Castlevania 4. As is customary, I'm going to let it play for an entire repetition because the song's awesome. As I descend the dark stairs in the moonlight on my way to battle Big Bad Vlad himself, Dracula. And of course, they give you holy water right before. I don't use it, but it's a nice touch. right, if we have any questions, anyone wants to field, now is the time to do it, because I am about to take on the final boss.
All right, let's get another question. Put your hand in the air if you would like to ask Mike a question before we go into the final boss and see whether he can set the world record high score right here on the PAX Arena stage. I'm seeing a wave over there. Give me a second, I'm on the wrong side. I'll be right over. Okay? Look, let me get a jog on. I don't want to keep anyone waiting. Oh, these are not the right shoes for this. Thank you very much. Just squeezing down the line. One more squeeze through. Hello there. Hello. Hi, what's your name?
Timothy.
Timothy, good to have you out here.
Hey, Timothy, thanks for coming out.
Tim, what's your question for Mike?
My question was, how do you do it?
How do I do it? Well, which part? Which part do you want to know?
That's the real question.
The whole thing, how?
Okay, well, the game part, I mean, just a lot of practice. I've actually given panels on this before where I kind of explain my process of learning how to do a world record run for it. So you want to break things down into little steps. And this is just a good life lesson to learn anything. I learned this from being a programmer, right? You take a big problem and you break it down into small individual steps. And you solve all the individual steps, and then once you've done that, you've solved the whole big problem, right? So you want to break it down into little challenges, like, okay, this one section where this enemy comes out, you know they're going to do this one attack. And then use the background as like little guides for where you should stand. So the most random things you can think of. I'm gonna actually do it during Dracula. So like if you look at the floor, there's these little lines on the tiles. I literally go to like specific lines on the tiles to stand to make sure that I'm in the right place. All right, so for playing, it's things like that. Other than that, you know, you just kind of analyze the game, really like see how you can maximize your points, right? What gives you the most? You gotta come up with a strategy. For the talking, you know, during it and narrating, I stream on Twitch a lot. You know, I got kind of good at that. I was always a performer my whole life, too. I've been a musician my whole life. I did theater in high school. So I am very comfortable on a stage, so that helps. The multitasking, I'm going to give the same answer I gave to someone last year, ADHD. I'm just a scatterbrained individual, so I'm used to just bouncing back and forth between different stuff.
I don't reckon anyone here knows what that's like.
Oh, no, we got anybody with ADHD out here in PAX? I would say, yeah.
Wait, because we're about to head in, and by the way, thank you for that question, Timothy. That was amazing.
Well, thank you so much for coming out.
I want to take one more question because we're heading into the very final boss, and then it is going to be crunch time on the PAX Arena stage. I see someone. Why are you guys playing tennis with me? I don't want to be the ball. Like,
just
bouncing
bouncing
to end
all
of the crowd.
arena.
I'm running. I'm going to come around the back this time, okay? I don't want to squeeze down the aisle again. Hello. What is your name?
I'm Dante.
Hey, Dante.
So I love video game music, and Castlevania has some really good music. I wanted to know what is your favorite soundtrack in all of the Castlevania series?
Are you talking about the entire game?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. If we're going whole game, it would have to be 4. I think 4 is just an absolutely amazing sound. I mean, you got the debut of this particular song. You got that nice jazz feel to it. You got the flute samples that sound really cool. So I would say 4. 3 is an excellent one, and 2 has my favorite song. It's got Bloody Tears, and I forgot what it is. The one that they play in the Manors. I forget the name of it, but that one is one of my absolute favorites. Now, this game has actually 3 other classic songs in it. If you put in the code, you get Bloody Tears from 2, Vampire Killer from 1, and The Beginning from 3. And they're all done as a special Sega arrangement.
Thank you.
And I will show that code at the end of the run, just so that everybody has it. Unfortunately, I can't trigger it because it only triggers when you have the blue flame whip. All right, folks, let's go for it.
He's going for it. For the
Going for it.
world
Moment of
record
truth.
high score. It's HighScorsese, PAX Arena. Put your hands together.
Oh, yeah.
Make some noise as we see this man run.
All right, so
the
you want to
world
stand on this
record.
tile right here. As soon as the head pops up, jump, whip, and duck. Always duck afterwards. All right, it gets you out of harm's way. If you do it right, you'll kill the projectile right in his hand, and it won't matter. But if not, the ducking will save your butt. And you always want to be 2 tiles away. Oh, man. Oh, got him. Okay. I held down while I was doing it, so that's why I whipped down funny. This next one is really tough. Take your time on them. They swoop around randomly, and they do a lot of damage. So be very careful the second phase. right, so for here, you could jump up to trigger one going across. Ah, nuts. All right. They're going to split. All right, we got it. I wish I didn't take that damage, but I'll just have to deal with it. Sorry, flash warning, everybody. It's a little photosensitivity issue. I apologize for that. So here, once they start flashing red, diagonally whip. Get into the bottom corner and duck. They can't hit you. And then just whip them back up towards the top left. Kind of pin them. So the whip kind of goes under their wing and just sends them up. And what a weird creature. They just put like a mouth in its crotch. Like, such a bizarre design. So the next is going to be fire coming at you. Jump over it, give it a second, and then whip. You want to give it like a quarter of a second to get out of the corner, or else they won't be pinned in the corner. And then what will happen is while you're trying to jump over the flames, they'll be coming at you and you take damage. So just always give that like quarter second before you jump and whip them. All right, final phase. Every time you whip, they send bones at you. So if they're close, don't whip. All right? And if you notice, the skin comes off the top each time. So they are getting more and more decrepit. All right, look at this. So this is going to be the final blow here. I'm just going to toy with them a little bit because I can. Elliot, you want to come up for the final moment?
You want me to come up on stage?
Come on up, man. We did it last year. Let's do it again.
All right, let's go.
Don't worry, I can
I'm
hold
going to
off.
pull up a seat. Well, front row seat to this. What do you think, PAX? Is he going to do it? World record high score right here?
Oh, the math is math, and I'm definitely going to do it. All right, so they just jump over you, and as you see, they don't attack unless you do. All right, ready? I'd have you do the actual
I'm ready.
attack, but I'd get disqualified.
You cannot. I will die somehow.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, boom. Gone.
Guys, come on, we're gonna do this. Is that it?
That's it.
That was it?
That is the game.
No, but
So
he
we're
was
going to see our
toying
final
with him.
score in a second.
Toying with the very final boss.
So we get 10,000 points just for the kill.
Okay.
So we are 1,490 shy. I'm going to get 9,900, and I'm going to get whatever I get for the health. So let's see what we finish out as. And with this comes a new world record. 331.10. Thank you, everybody. Oh, yeah. Oh.
Come on. Make more noise in that PAX Arena. That's a new world record.
Oh, man. I was touch and go there for a second at one point. I was worried. Oh,
Mike,
man.
come out and join me at the front of the stage, because you need to come and take a bow. Come on, you can't talk without the headset on, but you can use my microphone once you get out here. Take a breather. Take a breath. Okay, Mike, just a really important question in terms of integrity of the run. Is it okay to swap off of the game on the production side now?
I believe so, yeah. The whole thing's been done. It's gone from start to end. Actually, let me do one thing before you take it off. I'm just going to reset the game.
Just to show that it's...
Just to show that, because I didn't power cycle it. Hang on.
This is the extent to which you have to go to prove that this is a legitimate run. There are no shenanigans going on the PAX Arena stage. This is why the console is on camera, just to make sure there is no funny business, no cheating involved. Mike, come out to the front. Don't start talking to me yet. We're gonna do it like this. The new and the old, but now the new as well, world record holder, HighScorsese.